Sorry, I was on mute. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, Youssef, I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay, that's great. Okay, hello everyone. This is the agenda for today. Who I am, what is survey analysis, key techniques in survey analysis, and we will have case study. Then we will do interactive demo. And finally, we will have our quiz, and there will be a giveaway. And finally, in the last, there will be from 10 to 15 minutes. If any of you have any question, you can ask. So let's start. Oops, someone muted me. Okay. I was saying that beside being a Tableau academic ambassador, I am also a data science student at Faculty of Computer and Artificial Intelligence, Cairo University. I think there's something wrong. Someone mute me. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Youssef.
Great. Survey analysis. What is survey analysis? We hear the word survey analysis. So survey analysis refers to the process of examining and interpretation of the data collected from a survey. So why we did a survey? We can did surveys for so many reasons. For example, such as for a student, we are working in our graduation project and we want to test it. So just all we have to do to make a form and ask our colleagues or ask anyone who are willing to help us to answer this survey to see how we can improve our from ourselves or how our project is going. So the goal of survey analysis is to identify the trends, pattern, or relationship within the data, which can be used then by the decision makers to guide, improve, or answer specific questions. So in our case, in case of graduation project, after we finished our graduation project, we want a feedback from our maybe colleagues, maybe our doctors, maybe our parent, our community. So this is the survey analysis. There are many steps involved in survey analysis. The first one is data collection, how we collect our data. The second one is data cleaning. We need to clean our data because maybe someone you were asking about his age and he write he's only 1 year old. So it doesn't mean any sense. So we need to clean our data before start analyzing it. The third step is data analyzing. And our last step is data interpretation. We need to interpret our data. Some of them is, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Some of them is frequency distribution or mean median mode. This is a kind of technique we use it in survey analysis. Also, we can use correlation or cross-tabularization. So what is each one of them refer to? For the frequency distribution, it shows how often each response or value appear in the data. For example, how many respondents give the rating 5, 6, 7 on the scale from 1 to 10. This is the frequency distribution. For the mean median mode, it is a statistical measure we use to summarize the central of tendency of data. So the mean is mainly calculating the average of the scores of all respondents. How many? It's just a simple calculation, summing all of the rating over its count. For the median, it is represent the middle value in the data set. And mode, easy, the most frequent occurrent response, the most frequent that repeated in the data. For the cross-tabulation, it is a way of analyzing the relationship between two or more categorical values, such as comparing response by age group or by gender or by location. So all of this considered as cross-tabulation. The correlation, it's just identifying whether two or more variables are related. And for example, does a higher level of satisfaction correlate with recommendation to other? If someone gives that he is very satisfied with our product, so would he likely to recommend it to other? Okay. For our case study, we have a feedback from 1,000 students who were surveyed on various aspects of courses. The survey includes the rating on several dimensions, such as how well the instructor is versed with the subject, how clearly concepts are explained, how useful presentation are, how difficult assignments are, how willing the instructor is to solve the bit. And also we asked for if they would recommend this course based on their relevance. So this is our data. Let's connect it on Tableau. Let me stop my screen and share my screen again. Let me share my screen again. Wait, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see your Tableau interface.
This is our data. It's contain some fields, course recommendation based on relevance, degree of difficulty, explains concept in an understandable way, provide support for student going above and beyond, solve the bit willingly, structuring the course, use of presentation well versed with the subject. The first thing we can always or we need to always do as a data analyst is to ask questions. So I want to hear from you what question I can ask depending on this data.
Felix, you can
Yes.
speak.
Yes, Felix.
Okay, my first question is, will we have access to the data? And also, the first question I would, let's say, will ask my data analyst to do is to find the best recommended courses for anyone to take. That's the first thing I might ask. Okay.
Yes, you are right. Okay. So let's. At the first, I want to see what is the minimum value or minimum rate that is given to each one of the courses. So, or each aspect, we can just drop this and change it to minimum. Here we find that the lowest rating that is given to the course recommendation is 1. Okay, what about difficulty of degree of difficulty, sorry. Also 1. Here is 2. So maybe I want to know which aspect of the courses was given to the lowest rating. So here I can see that course recommendation and degree of difficulty, it's a given 1. What about providing support for students? It's 1 too. Okay, great. I think most of them were given 1. Okay, let's try to see do I have any kind of outlier in the data? So just by clicking on it and go to show me. Okay, let's start. Show me. Sorry. So let's change it to. We need to make it unaggregated. So from analysis, we remove the unaggregated. Then we select from here focus and plot whisper. So as I can see, there is no outlier in this data. If we have outlier, it should appear after this line or this. So this is my first quartile. This is the second quartile, or as we call it, median. This is the third quartile, and this is the interquartile range, upper interquartile range, lower IQR, which any point after it, it should be an outlier. So let's do it with the others to just understand our data. if there is any kind of outlier or not. From analysis, unaggregated, then it choose, okay, we don't have. We don't have here too. Okay, to save time, we can we can see that we don't have any outlier in any of it. Also, box plot is great for if we want to compare between two of them. So let's I want to change this to entire view. Oops. Okay. We can continue. Then, okay, we want to know the average course recommendation. So as we did with the minimum, we can do it again with the average. Just drag and change to average. So we can find that it's 5.5. And if we did it to all the aspect or all the attributes, we will find which one that has the lowest average and which one has the highest average. Then we can make some predictions depending on it. So now we want to calculate the average. We want to calculate the total point that is given by a student to all of this attribute. So we need to calculate a calculated field. We can call it total rating sum. And sum all of it. So I need sum of recommendation plus sum of degree of difficulty plus we will repeat this operation for all of the attributes. Sum of all sum of structure and course plus finally sum of well-versed so let's remove it. Let's see the student ID. with the total running sum. Let's sort it. Oh, there is some student that's given 61. And what is for the lowest student? Okay, it's 1,000 students, so it doesn't make any sense to scroll out through the 1,000 students. So we can create a parameter. And we call it top n. We need to make it integer. And its range from 1 to, let's leave it, let's make it 50. Just we need up to top 50. Okay. And we need to filter by student ID. Condition. By field. Here's the top, sorry. Top and parameter depending on a total rating sum. And click apply. Okay. And show our parameter. So it's 1. Let's make it and change it to make it type n instead of we want to see the top. Oops, I have removed this from here. There is a problem. It's sorry, student ID, top by field, top n. Oh, should be based on course recommendation. It's no, we want it on based on total running sum. Okay. Instead of this, we need to make it this. Yeah, it's working now. We can make it top 15. We need to sort it. So it's sorted now. We can create another parameter, but we will call it this time bottom n. Oh, and sorry. Also range from 150, step size 1. Okay. We will use it later. Okay, let's try new thing. We want to see the average of rating of each of them compared to each other. So all we have to do is make this columns and then this rows. We want to remove F1 and we want to remove total rating column. Also, we will remove the count of a student because we are not comparing the count. And let's make it entire view to see well. And we can also remove, we have course recommendation, degree of difficulty, explain concept, provide support, structuring. We can use solve debits because it doesn't belong to them. And since here we want to find the frequency or the histogram, so we need to change this sum to count. We need the count of each of them. Oh, actually, we can duplicate it because we will use a second one again. So we need to change it to count again, change it to count. Where's the count? Sum to count. Since the count of all of them is the same, which means that the students filled all the fields. So let's compare the average of each of them. This will compare the average rating. We can add the average. So we can see that 12 versus have the highest average with almost 7.5, and which one has the lowest average and average difficulty. Science have the lowest average with 5.4, almost 5.44. So let's try to make a scatter plot to compare between average difficulty and how the student would recommend this course. We want to see if there is a relation between degree of difficulty and if the student are willing to recommend this course for their colleagues. So I can select them and scatter plot and make student as details. Oops. Oh. I think it is not helping, so let's try this. So here we can find that most of students that give the high rating and the degree of difficulty has also recommended this course for their colleagues. Let's try to make it dual axis. Scatter now. So let's make it line. Sorry. Here we can see that there's a little bit relationship between them as the degree of difficulty increases, the course recommendation also increase. So this is a peak, this is not, but in most of cases, it's yes. As the degree of difficulty increase, the student would recommend these courses for their colleagues. Oh, let's try another thing. We can try to create
Youssef, I think you are muted.
Sorry, I don't know why. Just disconnect me every time. Okay. Let's remove this, and we want to know if there is a relation between course recommendations this time and the total rating sum. Let's make this here and this is here. Oh, we can see that there is no relation. However, as the course recommendation increased, the total rating or the highest total rating value, it's increasing. Okay. For the course recommendation, we want to know if how many students or somehow the average who give below the 5 and above 5. So we can create a new calculated field and call it course recommendation 2. Here we want to encoding our data into categorical. So yes, when a course recommendation less than or equal 3, then we can make it low. And when course recommendation, actually we can copy it to save some time. It's then, not them, sorry, it's my mistake. Less than 7. Make it medium. Else, let's make it high. And enter. Maybe you're losing the identifier. Okay, this is because I used case. So if I don't know how to use it, I can just write here case and I'll see how I can use it. The mistake I did here is that I need an identifier. So this was my mistake. Or we can make the identifier course recommendation and use right here score instead, and it should work. Now we will use F instead. We can also search for F, make sure. Else F. Oh, I write them here so that my calculations is valid now. Let's try to make it on text. So I have high, low, medium, and I want to just make sizing dependent on this. So I can see that most of the students give a rating between 7 to 10, or I am sure that's greater than 7, because we can, if we describe anything greater than 7 will be given to high. So it's a good indication that, okay, they are satisfied with my course. Only few of them that give low. So this means that they are recommending our courses. Let's try doing the same thing with the others. But now we have two options. The first one to create a calculated field for each one, or all we have to, we need also to change this to count. So here medium is, if we change it to count, which it should be, we will find that medium, so between 3 and 7, so it's okay, and high 313, so still fine. And the 285, we can, depending on this insight, we can make an interview with them to know why they are not recommending this course to their colleagues or their community. And based on their answers, we can modify our project to make it accessible for more people. Let's try explain concept and understand. But it will not work. Let's try it, because we need to make the same thing. We need to make each one separately. So we need to calculate the calculated field for all the other aspects of the courses. Now let's try a different thing. We want to see the histogram of use of presentations, how frequency student recommending it. Okay, we can see that the bin is 3.5, but we need to start it from 0, so we can edit our axis. Custom, let's make it start from 0 to 10. To show that it can work clearly. Let's close it. So we can see that student almost started from 3.5, which is somehow perfect. It doesn't start from 0, but at the same time, they didn't reach 9, at least. So we need a little bit modifications on our project. If we try to check the well-versed with the subject and use of presentation, no, I don't want this. And let's here we are here comparing between the user presentation and the well-versed subject. We can make it from format, from analysis, unaggregated. And make it dual axis. So we are able to compare between them and let's make it fit height. So this can give us a better idea between them, and we can see that they are very close to each other. However, when we were using the histogram, it seems that there is a huge difference between them. Let's make it back it again. And create a new sheet. For this, there's something I didn't say. We can always modify the size of the pen from here. We just edit it. So we can change its size. Let's make it 1. So size of the pen, change it. Let's try another size. Let's make it 2. Change it. And for the reason why it starts from 4, it starts from 4 because this is the minimum value. If we checked it again from edit, we can see that our range varies from 4 to 8. Another trick, we can use a parameter. We can use top n, but it doesn't make any sense, so we can create a new parameter for it. It's floating, of course, it should be. Here, let's make it presentation then. And the minimum it should be it's 4 in this case. And the maximum, let's make it 10, however it should be 8. And the step size, let's make it 0.2. Okay, it's fine. And like okay. So let's choose a parameter. Oh, parameter pen, it should start from 1. Sorry, it's my mistake. The minimum value should be 1. And the maximum value should be 4. So it's 1. Let's make it 1.5. 1.4, okay. We can make it 1.6. So this gives us the flexibility to change or modify the bends according to what we want. Another thing we want to know, is there a relationship between the structure of the course and the, let's say, the explaining concept? No mistake. Research structured course way. And again, we will use student ID as a detail. And we can find here that there's not a relationship between them. Okay, let's change it to still find that there's not a relationship between them. Okay, let's try another thing. For this students, let's see what is that total rating here. And explain codes in an instant way. We need to make it dual axis. Let's change it to area this time. So here also we can find this as the explain concept in an understandable way. As this rating increase, the total rating increase. Okay, this make sense. So let's try it with course recommendation. Of course, recommendation for each student. We need to change this color. Let's make it line to make it more clear. And because we have so many students, so let's take the top 10 students and the bottom 10 students. And top and depending on here, we want to make it depending on the total rating sum. Okay. And let's choose a parameter. It's here top 15. So we need to change it to Python to make it top 10. review. Okay, here we can see that we can guarantee that there's a relationship between the course recommendation and explaining concept in an understandable way. Why? Because from the graph, we can see that there is no specific trend. Okay. For our last phase, we want to see how explaining concept in an understandable way can increase the course recommendation. It is better. We can make this unaggregated. Both of them as unaggregated. And so change it down. L doesn't work. So let's make it just as a bar. Or chart for students ID. First recommendation. And I was saying explaining course and course recommendation. Explaining course recommendation. Explain where is explaining course. Explain understand. Let's make it dual axis. We can make it this time bars. Which, but as we did it boards, it is still not clear. So we can change one of them into line. It's more clear now. Okay. And let's see that in the students, because we don't see the 1,000 student. The top 10 depending on, we want to see depending on the excellent people. So let's total ratings. Review. We can see here that actually there's some kind of relationship but here we are doing it on top students. So for the top students or for the excellent students, we can say that as explaining the concept in more understandable way, the more likely this top student will recommend these courses for their colleagues or for their community. So if you are working on your graduation and you did a Google form, for example, or Microsoft form to ask some questions for the students or whoever you want to ask them, or forwarding this form to, every measure or every attribute will have a meaning for you. So the first thing you need to do is to ask questions and to identify clearly what do you want to do, or what kind of comparison you want to make, or to compare the things you want to compare between it. For this part, I think I'm done with it. Now we will have a quick quiz depending on what we said in the first part. And the top 3 winners will be given a free access to 𝐷𝐷𝐻𝐴 account. I'll send the link in the meeting now. So just a minute.
Hello everyone. Once
You
once yourself is kindly check the chat to participate in the quiz. You can check the chat when the link is sent, then you speak. The winner will get access to the top 3 winners will get access to free premium data camp access. Don't want to miss it. Kindly stay tuned.
send it on the chat. This is the website, and this is the pin code. Just click on the second one. Does anyone will join? I'm waiting for you. Okay. I think no one will join. So, does any of you have any questions?
Please, if you have any question, you can let us know in the chat, or you can, in case you have any question.
If any of you have any question, you can write down in the chat. I think since there's no questions, so no one want to ask. Okay, thanks all of you. Okay, I think we have finished. Elvis, can you hear me?
Yes, so before we continue, I would like to, or before I conclude, I'd like to thank you so much, Youssef, for making time for today's workshop. I know it should be around 11 p.m. in Egypt now. Am I true? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, it's 11 p.m.
11 p.m. So I'd like to thank you for your sacrifices. I think today, most of our people, I don't know why, but I think our people are still writing exams. That's why some couldn't join. But next time, I'll do my best to get more students on board. I think that's all. But thank you so much for today's workshop. It's being recorded. So after this, I'll do my best to upload it to my YouTube channel. And Youssef, I'll share my YouTube channel link with you. I upload all my Tableau workshops so that you also have the recording.
Thank you.
And also, if you could send me the data set so that I can attach it to the YouTube link while I was there.
Okay, I'll send you the data set after we finish our meeting.
All right. Thank you so much, Youssef. And thank you everyone for joining today's workshop. We are very grateful. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.